Hello YouTube, Robert Alvarez, the Psychic Witch, also known as Mr. Lighting and a Fan. So, yes, ladies and gentlemen, I believed that it snowed. I'm just going to say it like that. Because, you know what? As I said in a recent video, I just don't believe it's going to snow until I see it. Because, well, I already told you the story in a previous video. So, on a lighter note, I am back in my bedroom where the magic happens. No, not that kind of magic. Anyway, no, not that kind of magic. That's another kind of tube, that's another kind of video, and that's another story. But, some of you might have been like, I wonder what Robert is doing or has up his sleeve. By the way, no sleeves, because I'm wearing a tank top underneath this shirt. You know, it's so... Oh, you know what? Hello. I'm forgetting a few things. Right now, the time is approximately 7:55 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and the current date is Tuesday, March 14th, 2017. Right? Thank you. Reconfirming with my amazing and awesome audiovisual person, just in case. So, I wanted to make this a short and sweet video, and I wanted to address and reveal the foreshadowing that happened in the previous video. So, first of all, let me show you some of the decks that I'm going to be reviewing over the next few weeks and months. It's probably going to be closer to months, but I'm going to do my best to make it weeks as opposed to months. So, we have a deck that I used in a recent video, in a recent reading at Catland. This was for an in-person session. It is called The Wisdom of Avalon Oracle Cards by Colette Baron Reed, illustrated by Gary A. Lippincott. This deck has been out for a while. It is Colette Baron Reed's very first Oracle card deck, published by Hay House. I love the deck. It's a very interesting deck for me because I am definitely a huge fan of the Avalon series of novels that were begun by the late and great Marion Zimmer Bradley and continued by her daughter-in-law, Diana L. Paxson. And seeing this deck was a no-brainer for me. So, but here's the very interesting thing about this deck. There is only one kind of reading I give with it. And it's bizarre because it is the only deck that I own. And now some of you know I own a lot of decks, tarot decks, divination decks, oracle card decks, but it is the only kind of reading that I conduct with this deck. And I don't remember, and as I was telling this client, who's a longtime client, I don't remember if I ever read this in a book, or if this just came to me intuitively, or if I read this in a guidebook for another deck. All I know is I saw these cards in my mind, and I saw myself giving a specific kind of reading with this deck in my mind. And since then, it is the only reading that I conduct with this deck. It's almost bizarre for me. Because it's like, why only this one? Why no other tarot deck, no other divination deck, no other oracle card deck? It's like, it's the only kind of reading that I conduct with this deck. So I will be reviewing this deck. My intention is to review it before the conclusion of 2017. So we have time. Now, this is a belated birthday gift that I gave myself. It is the Universal Tarot Professional Edition. This is a gorgeous deck that was illustrated by a man named Roberto De Angelis. Yes, and I purposely was drawn to the deck because of that. And look at how big the cards are. Ooh, look at that. This is one of those... Oh, that's odd. I didn't put the High Priest... Oh, I haven't done what I normally do with this deck. Okay, never mind. But I am a typical rising sign Leo. But it's like, this deck is so big. The cardstock is very good. I love the box. You know, the box has weight. Listen to this. That's heft. You know, this is the kind of thing that, like, you can, like, clock somebody in the head with a pinch. Like, see what I mean? Don't mess with me. Anyway, so that's that deck. And then we have, and this is a birthday gift I gave myself when I was spending time with one of my favorite people on the planet. We went to my favorite Barnes & Noble bookseller store, which is a home away from home for me, which is their flagship store in the Union Square section of, what section of Manhattan is that? Lower East Side, East Village? Union Square. Yeah, what one would think is it's in Union Square. I love this store, and it's funny because I saw this deck, and I saw the kit, and I'm like, oh, I never heard of this deck. It has to be brand spanking new. Published in 2017, the Everyday Witch Tarot. I love this deck. And the funny thing is, that same day, unbeknownst to me, I received an email notification from a blog called Phantasmophile, and one of the articles in that post was about this deck. It was a review of this deck, and I'm like, you can't make this stuff up. So I'm looking forward to reviewing the deck. I will tell you right now, I love that the book is glossy and full color. Every page is in color. When do you ever see that? I'm like, wow. So I'm like, this is cool. So then I'm going to review one of my longtime personal favorite tarot decks. This is called the Ancient Egyptian Tarot by Clive Barrett. This, I don't even remember who published this deck, but I do remember it had one publishing house, then another. I love this deck, and I don't use it often enough, and I'm looking forward to reconnecting with it during the next new moon to new moon. Some of you know that I actually used to do what I would normally do is the night before, or rather the last day of the calendar month, I would begin preparing my decks that I was going to use for the following month. So let's say August. So August 31st of 2016, I would begin preparing, meaning consecrating and cleansing the tarot decks and divination decks and oracle card decks that I would use for September 2016. But after a while, I just realized it was more natural for me to do it from one new moon to the next. So I know that from the new moon in Libra, from the next new moon, which will be a new moon in Aries, to the new moon in Taurus, this is one of the decks that I'm going to be using. And then, of course, two divination decks or oracle card decks by Margaret Ann Lembo. This one is called the Archangels and Gemstone Guardian cards. And this one is called the Crystal Intentions Oracle. So this is actually another birthday gift that I gave myself. So these are definitely two decks that I want to review. I want to see if I can find one of her other decks, which is called the Angels and Gemstone Guardian cards. And my intention is that I do find this, and then once I find that one, then I'm going to just basically go through the copyright information, see which one was published first, and that was probably the Angels and Gemstone Guardian cards. Then I'll review this one, which is the Archangels and Gemstone Guardians cards, and then this one, the Crystal Intentions Oracle. And then if she has another deck after this one, I'll review that one. And then we have the mystery deck. I'm not even going to tell you what it is. I will tell you that it is not a tarot deck. It is a divination deck or an oracle card deck. It is a very unique oracle card deck, and I will give you a hint. Virtually every tarot deck has X number of cards. If I see a comment and in the comment you are the first one to say the correct number of the traditional number of cards that are in a tarot deck, then I will tell you the name of this divination deck. And then I will give you a shout out when I do the official review of this divination deck. Now, I'm going to tell you, this is the big reveal with regards to the foreshadowing in the previous video. So recently, somebody that I have the honor of magically mentoring asked me, how do you give a tarot reading? And, you know, he's sending this to me in a text message. Now, let me tell you something. I know that there are times when sending someone a text message is much more convenient than picking up the phone and saying, hey, can I talk to you? And I'm totally okay with that. You know, I made a promise to myself years ago that I wouldn't be, if I ever had a cell phone, I wouldn't be one of these inconsiderate knuckleheads that, you know, talk like, I'm in my living room. How are you doing? How's the weather in Florida? You know, these motherfuckers. Yeah, no, I'm sorry. They're not motherfuckers. They're bitches. They're cunts. They're bastards. These motherfuckers talk like I'm in the living room. And then, and some of y'all know that there are certain videos that I watch on YouTube, and the ones where somebody is removed from a bus or a train because they're talking on the vehicle, like on their cell phone, like, well, I can talk as loud as I want because I paid money for a fare. You know, those motherfuckers. I'm like, no. I still remember years ago, I was on a bus. I was on a New Jersey Transit bus. I was heading back from the position of employment I had at the time, and I wanted to take a nap. And I was taking a nap, but there was this desgraciado maldito de mierda. I'm just going to say it in Spanish like that. He had a very unique ringtone for his cell phone. Are you ready for this shit? It went something like this. Rah, you have an incoming call. Rah, you have an incoming call. Rah, you have an incoming call. I actually did not kill this bitch. Did not kill this motherfucking bitch. I don't know why. No, I do know why, because the goddess was like, Robert, calm down. Don't throw him through the window. Don't throw him off the bus. Don't kill him. The goddess intervened. Saved this motherfucker's life. Seriously. And I'm just like, how can you be so inconsistent? And of course, did he pick up the phone? No, he didn't pick up the phone. Because he just would let it ring. Rather than have some common decency. Because, you know, I do not believe that any mother raises their child wrong. I don't believe that. I believe that every mother and every father does the best for their child, and somewhere along the way, that child decides to act like a maldito de mierda. Un desgraciado. Un hijo gran puta de mierda. You know what I'm saying? Some of you were like, I know what you're saying, Robert, but it sounds nasty. Yes, it is. You know, that's what I truly believe. That's what I truly believe, and I know to be in my heart of hearts to be true. I'm like, this woman, this thing's mother did not raise this thing to be so inconsiderate. But I was just like, I want to, and he would just let it ring. He wouldn't answer the phone. He would let it ring, and the person did not want to leave a message. So the person would call back, and what would I hear? Rah, you have an incoming call. Rah, you have an incoming call. Rah. Isn't that annoying? Isn't that just annoying? And I'm like, now, when you hear it live, it's another story. Anyway, so this person that I have the honor of magically mentoring asks me this question, and asked me this question via a text message. Now, on a keyboard, I can type about 75 words per minute. Thank you, Mavis Beacon. You rock, okay? That's not, you know, this little device. So I mean, how do I answer that? That's a very intense question. No, it's not an intense question. It's a very involved question, and it's a very involved response. So personally, what I'm going to do, I'm not going to do it today. I'll do it soon, I promise. And I will definitely do it after next Monday, after the Sun enters Aries, sign of new beginnings, because you know, it's been a while since I've done a new series of YouTube videos. So, and I know that there's no shortage of these kinds of videos on YouTube. I know this because I've seen them. Well, I've seen a few of them. I haven't seen all of them. But I'm not going to actually do the same thing everybody else has done. I'm going to basically say, well, this is what I do, this is what I recommend you do, and this is what happens. And this is how you do it. And leave it like that. So that's what I'm going to do. So sometime after this, so I'm gonna see how many videos I'm gonna do of this. I mean, who knows? I might do 12 videos. I might do 1. I might do 3. I might do 7. I might do 78. I don't think I'm gonna do 78, but you get the idea. And I'll just be like, okay, this is what I recommend you do. This is what I do. You can do this. But ultimately, and I have said this to so many of my clients and so many of my students, including tarot students, and so many people that I've met who've never even had a reading with me, who probably will never have a reading with me. I have always said it is imperative you follow your divine guidance. If your intuition is telling you something else, you go with that. Don't just look at me and say, well, he's Robert Alvarez, a psychic witch. His intuition is more important than mine. No, 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 no. Your intuition, as far as I'm concerned, is more important than mine. Because if your intuition is telling you something that's different from my intuition, you need to follow that. I don't care if you're paying for a reading. Your intuition is your divine guidance. That is your divine guidance. That is your cosmic conference call to the divine. So if your intuition is saying something else, you need to go with that. You absolutely must honor that, because that is what your intuition, what your spirits, if you will, are telling you for you. I'm telling you what my spirits are telling me for you. And it's really your spirits talking to my spirits, talking to me, talking to you. That's how I look at it. But your intuition could say something totally different. Let's say I'm giving you a reading, and in the reading you ask about going to Florida, and my cards say no, and my psychic guides say no, and David and Anthony, my primary psychic guides, are like no. But your psychic guides and your spirit guides and your divine guidance and your intuition is telling you yes. What do? You follow your intuition. You don't follow mine. I am a firm believer in that. You need to follow your intuition all the time. My intuition is the one that I need to follow all the time. So that's how that. So I'm looking at this question in the text message, and I'm like, okay, this is what I'm going to do. I haven't told him yet, by the way, so it's going to be a surprise for him. Yeah. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for honoring who I am and what I do. I am so happy that I was able to spend my day at home, and that I was able to make a snow angel earlier, and that I had a lovely lunch, and that I had some animal crackers. Yes, I ate animal crackers. And the one thing I haven't done yet today is take a nap. So part of me is like, I wish I took a nap. And another part of me is like, well, I'll take a nap later when I go to sleep for the night. But I really had a good day. I really have learned that there are things that happen in one's life. And sometimes, I don't do this all the time, but it's every once in a while, I'm like, you know what, I'm going to turn this around. This is not a nice experience for me. This is not a pleasant experience. This is an inconvenience for me, or whatever the case is. And I'm going to be like, you know what? I'm going to turn this around. I made the most of today. I had fun. I ate good food. I was able to spend time in the snow. I made a beautiful snow angel, if I do say so myself. I really enjoyed today. I had some tea, I had some coffee, I had some pasta. I'm happy. I'm really happy with today. But I think I'll be happy when I go to bed. So whenever that happens, that's when that'll happen. But for now, I wish all of you many blessings, and wherever you are, be warm, be safe, be you, be bright, be prosperous, be healthy, be healed, and be filled with the wonders of the universe. Thank you, and many